Welcome, little one, to a very special story, a whisper from a time when the world knew how to truly rest. Imagine a place where night wasn't just dark, but a soft, velvet blanket, inviting everyone to slow down and dream. There was once a small, quiet town, nestled deep in a valley, where the nights were wonderfully, profoundly dark. No harsh streetlights pierced the sky. No bright moon shone with a dazzling glow. There were no twinkling stars to distract from the deep peace. When night came, it arrived gently, like a loving hand smoothing a soft, warm blanket over the entire world. It wasn't a scary dark, but a comforting, familiar dark, like closing your eyes after a long, happy day. The air grew cool and sweet, carrying the faint scent of sleeping flowers and damp earth. In this wonderfully quiet town lived a thoughtful child named Abraham. Abraham didn't just tolerate the dark, he truly loved it. For him, the darkness made everything slow down, like a gentle river flowing lazily to the sea. It made all the busy sounds of the day softer, turning them into hushed whispers. Even his own thoughts seemed to shrink in the dark, becoming small and round, like pebbles ready to settle at the bottom of a calm pond. Every evening, Abraham followed a cherished, peaceful routine. It was a dance of quiet preparation, a gentle winding down. First, he would carefully wash his hands, letting the warm water soothe his skin, washing away the day's adventures. Then, he'd slip into his softest, loosest cotton pajamas, feeling the familiar comfort against his skin. Finally, with a soft sigh, he would climb into his bed. His room was simple, just as he liked it. A sturdy wooden bed, a plump pillow, and a blanket that smelled faintly, wonderfully, of clean soap and sunshine. It was a haven, a cozy nest where dreams waited patiently. Outside Abraham's window, the entire town began its own quiet descent into slumber. The bustling shops closed their doors with soft clicks, their windows reflecting the deep indigo of the night. Doors of houses shut gently, like eyelids closing, one by one. Even the playful cats, who chased shadows by day, curled up on warm doorsteps, their purrs a soft rumble in the stillness. The wind, which sometimes whistled and danced, seemed to grow tired too, sighing softly through the trees, a gentle lullaby for the sleeping world. Everything was settling, preparing for the quiet magic of the night. The world outside was hushed, a symphony of soft sounds. Perhaps a distant owl hooted, a gentle hoo-hoo that blended into the quiet. Maybe a cricket chirped a sleepy tune, a tiny rhythmic sound that only added to the peace. Abraham listened, feeling the calm seep into his very bones. But on this particular night, something was a little different. Abraham found himself unable to drift off to sleep, not quite yet. It wasn't because he was scared. The dark was his friend. It wasn't because he was excited about tomorrow. His mind felt peaceful. He just felt awake. His body was tired. His eyelids felt heavy, but his mind, though quiet, was still gently stirring, like a leaf floating on a still puddle. He lay there, perfectly still, and listened with all his heart. He heard the slow, steady ticking of the old wall clock in the hallway, a comforting rhythm marking the passage of time. He heard the soft, even sound of his own breathing, a gentle wave ebbing and flowing within him. Then, from far away, he heard the faint, almost imperceptible sound of someone closing a window, a final soft click in the sleeping town. The darkness in his room felt wonderfully thick, like a calm, deep ocean stretching out around him. It was a darkness that held no fear, only peace and quiet. He felt safe, cradled by the night. "I wonder," Abraham whispered to himself, his voice barely a breath in the quiet room, "where sleep truly comes from." He pondered this thought, letting it float gently in his mind, like a tiny cloud drifting across a vast blue sky. He imagined sleep as a secret, a hidden treasure. As soon as he formed that quiet question, the room felt subtly different. It wasn't brighter. No new light appeared. It wasn't lighter in any way. Instead, it felt deeper, as if the quiet had grown even more profound, more encompassing. It was a feeling of gentle presence, a soft shift in the air. From the very corner of his room, where the shadows were deepest and softest, came a voice. It was not loud, not startling in the least. It was a voice like the rustle of silk or the gentle sigh of the wind through pine needles. It did not surprise Abraham. It felt as if it had always been there, waiting. "I come when everything slows down," the voice said, soft as a moth's wing. It was a voice that felt ancient and kind, like the oldest, wisest tree in the forest. It was a voice that promised comfort and rest. Abraham sat up just a little, his eyes wide in the comforting dark. "Who are you?" he asked, his own voice a soft murmur. He felt no fear, only a gentle curiosity, a sense of wonder. The voice felt old and gentle, like a beloved story told countless times by a loving grandparent. "I am sleep," the voice replied, its tones like a lullaby. "And I travel quietly, on silent wings, visiting every corner of the world when it is ready to rest." Abraham listened, completely captivated, feeling a warmth spread through him. "Why aren't you here yet for me?" Abraham asked, his voice still soft but with a hint of innocent puzzlement. He felt ready for sleep, yet it hadn't quite arrived. He wondered what he needed to do. Sleep answered, its voice like the gentle murmur of a stream. "Because your thoughts, dear Abraham, are still walking. They are still taking little steps, exploring the edges of your day, even though your body is tired." Abraham thought about that for a moment, letting the words settle in his mind. He realized it was true. His thoughts were like tiny, busy fireflies, still flitting about. He understood that sleep needed a quiet mind, a mind that was ready to settle. "What do I do then?" Abraham asked, eager to welcome this gentle visitor. He wanted to learn the secret of inviting sleep, of letting his mind find its own quiet place. He was ready to listen and learn. "Lie down," said sleep, its voice a soft invitation, "and let your thoughts sit. Imagine them finding a cozy spot, like little birds settling into their nests for the night." Abraham obediently lay back down, sinking deeper into his soft mattress. He did not move, did not fidget, did not squirm. He let his arms rest, feeling them grow heavy and still beside him. He let his legs grow wonderfully heavy, as if they were sinking into the softest sand. He focused on the feeling of his body relaxing, letting go of any lingering tension. He imagined his muscles softening like warm butter. Sleep spoke again, its voice weaving a spell of peace around him. "In this town, every single night, I visit every home, every creature. I help the baker rest his strong hands, tired from kneading dough all day. I help the teacher rest her kind voice after teaching so many wonderful lessons. I help the busy little squirrels rest their twitching noses and quick paws. I help the tall old trees rest their rustling leaves, letting them stand still and breathe deeply. And most importantly, I help the children like you put away their worries, their excitements, and their busy thoughts, tucking them safely away until morning." Outside, the town was now completely, utterly still. No carts rumbled down the cobblestone streets, no voices carried on the gentle breeze. There was only the soft, rhythmic sound of breathing, a collective sigh of the sleeping world. It was a symphony of peace, a lullaby for all. "Close your eyes, dear Abraham," sleep whispered, its voice like the softest breeze. "Let your eyelids feel heavy, like two little curtains drawing shut on the day." Abraham did as he was told. his eyelids fluttering gently before settling closed. Behind his closed eyes, his thoughts, which had been walking, began to slow their pace. They no longer ran or skipped. They walked slowly, deliberately, like a quiet stroll through a peaceful garden. Then, one by one, they found their cozy spots and sat down, settling into stillness. Finally, his thoughts became wonderfully, completely quiet, like a calm lake reflecting the stars. There were no ripples, no disturbances, just a deep, serene peace. He felt his mind emptying, becoming a vast, open space ready for dreams. Sleep continued speaking softly, its words like gentle waves washing over him. When people rest, truly rest, the whole world rests with them. The long, winding roads rest, dreaming of journeys. The tall, green trees rest, their branches still against the night sky. Even time itself seems to rest, pausing its hurried march, allowing for deep, restorative peace. Abraham felt wonderfully warm under his blanket, a cozy cocoon of comfort. His pillow, which had always been soft, now felt even softer, like a cloud cradling his head. His breathing became slow and deep, a gentle, steady rhythm like the tide coming in and out. He felt himself drifting, floating on a calm sea. "In the morning," said Sleep, its voice now almost imperceptible, a fading echo, "you will wake up feeling refreshed and new without even knowing when I left. You will simply open your eyes, and the day will be waiting, bright and full of new adventures." Abraham smiled slightly, a tiny, sleepy curve of his lips. He felt a profound sense of gratitude, a deep peace settling over him. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice barely audible, a soft breath into the quiet night. But Sleep did not answer. Its gentle presence had done its work, because Abraham was already wonderfully deeply asleep, carried away on the softest currents to the land of dreams. And in the dark, quiet town, every house, every creature, every leaf on every tree rested peacefully, wrapped in the same quiet, comforting night, until the gentle light of morning. Now, little one, just like Abraham, let your own thoughts find their quiet resting places. Feel your body grow heavy and soft, nestled in your cozy bed. Close your eyes and let the gentle darkness be your friend. Breathe slowly, deeply, and know that sleep is on its way, ready to carry you to your own wonderful dreams. Good night, sweet dreams, and may your rest be peaceful and deep.